Well, hello there, my fellow rushers. How you been doing today? King Rex here. And today we're gonna be doing a challenge that was requested by one of my subscribers. Now this one has been already done by the real Morgan, but I wanted to do it just for the sake of my subscriber. So for today we have a question. And the question is, can you beat Kingdom Rush on Veteran with just Barbarians and Malik? Well, let's get into the rules and first of all explain what we're doing. So yeah, the rules for the challenge. Rule 1. We have to beat the main campaign. Rule 2. We're playing on veteran difficulty, already set in. Rule number 3. What can we use? Obviously Barbarians and Malik, because you know, he's half naked and so is Barbarians, so I feel like it's a little bit more fitting. Rule number 4. We upgrade as we progress, 5 stars per level, you know the drill. And of course, last but not least, we have to beat every level without losing any lives, just so you can keep up the challenge. So can we do it? Well, let's jump in and find out. Yeah, it should be obvious that the first few levels are, say it with me, a joke. They're always a joke. Now, before we continue on, I want to address the elephant in the room. I know some of you are gonna say that the real Morgan did it before. He already beat the game with Barbarians, why are you wasting your time doing that? Well, because I wanted to try it out, and a subscriber wanted me to try it out as well, so it was a good opportunity. I just decided to try it out. And I'm adding my own different things to this challenge, you know. I'm switching up the heroes and I'm putting up the NOL rule into account. So that way the challenge is still kind of different. Even though we're using mostly the same tower, there's different restrictions. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And just because he was the first one who did it, I'm not plagiarizing the idea. Because plagiarism is basically, you know, getting a hold of someone's idea and listing it as your own, because this is not my idea. The real Morgan came up with this idea a while ago, and he've done it like a couple months ago or so, maybe 3, maybe 4, I don't know. Time really flies by when you don't really think about it. And yeah, I just wanted to try it out, and to be honest, I really wanted to start liking Barbarians, because Barbarians have been a tower that I really don't use like at all. I know that some people out there really love the Barbarians and they think they're super OP, but to me they're not. Let's be honest, Barbarians are gloss cannons. They're meant to deliver a ton of damage, but they die super easily, which is kinda the issue, and it kinda destroys the purpose of a barrack. A good barrack is meant to be durable, not just gashing out tons of damage. Take for example the Forest Keepers. They dealt a lot of damage, but they still had their good durability. They had that circle of life, they had a better armor. I'm not quite sure about the health, I think Barbarians may be having a little bit more health in them, but I'm not quite sure. Anyway, with that, let's just move on to the game, because we're actually into the harder level. This is by far the hardest level, and it is rough, alright? You need to pretty much micromanage quite a bit. But thankfully, with Malik it's a little bit easier than Ingvar, because one, and pretty much the only thing is, he deals true damage, he deals true area damage, which is making the Dark Knights die a little bit easier, which is awesome. However, that doesn't mean that the Juggernaut is gonna take a short time. No, he's taking an eternity. This is on 8 times speed, and look at his health. It's not going down very fast. I mean, we're taking him down with pretty much reinforcements and rate of fire. And whatever the little amount of damage that our guys can do before they, you know, die. Now here I tried out to do it with level 3 barracks, but unfortunately due to some poor timing I had to use a couple extras, but you know, it was still good. This is by far one of the easier levels in the game. It's pretty easy, you can probably beat it with like 2 or 3 towers if you use a good hero, and yeah, it was surprisingly easy. Even though we had to build a couple extra barracks, we destroyed this level with ease. And now we finally have the Barbarian Hall. Hell yeah! Now we should be wrecking everything, right? Well yeah, the damage is definitely increased, but the durability is reduced significantly. Like sure, they have a lot of health, but they only have 10% armor. And that means that they're gonna be dying pretty easily to stuff that deals heavy damage, like the Yetis for example. Like, the last wave was surprisingly hard. Sure, now the spiders are easy, look at them, they're just getting melted, they're decimated. The trolls, I suppose we're taking them down fast enough, you know, that the fact that they control access from a distance is pretty helpful actually. The only issue is that their attack speed is very slow, we're talking about 3.5 seconds per throw. That's very bad attack rate. That's pretty much the same thing as Big Bertha, but Big Bertha at least deals area damage, and she ignores 50% armor, while these guys deal pure physical damage. And as you can see, the Yetis are starting to push through our defense, but with some patience we were able to take them down, and of course some skill. Now this Rocket Rider got pretty close to my exit, so that was kinda scary. Yeah, believe it or not, Rocket Riders are tough on this challenge, because Barbarians are awful at air support. Like, sure, if you don't have a lot of flying enemies near them, they'll destroy everything, but if you have like a ton of flying enemies, Barbarians are not very reliable, due to the fact that they shoot very slowly. Sure, they do heavy damage, but that slow attack rate, I don't really like it. It's pretty bad. But anyway, we're up to the second boss already, JT. And look at this health, man. This health is melting. I'm impressed, actually. Barbarians maybe not as bad as I thought. Maybe they are actually very strong and I've been neglecting them. Who knows? Well, we'll see by the end of this challenge. Now, Rocket Riders get pretty close to my exit again. One of them almost leaked. God damn. Yeah, that was kinda scary. But anyway, now the only big issue is Dark Slayers. They are by far the biggest threat to our defense, because they have whopping 90% armor. And that's an insane amount of armor, and it's pretty troublesome when you don't have a lot of means of true damage. You're probably thinking that Malik can do true damage. Yeah, the Earthquake can do true damage, but in order for him to activate his first ability, there needs to be at least 3 enemies in range, which is kinda the issue, because we're killing the rest of the enemies quickly, but the Dark Slayer is staying there, so our only real source of true damage is the Earthquake and the Rain of Fire whenever we get them. So yeah, it was a little bit close, but we beat it. For the penultimate level, it was kind of not so bad. Like, just spread out the Barbarians for the flying wave, so that way they don't waste too many of their shots, and you should be fine. On wave 17 you have like a lot of dank slayers, but one good Rain of Fire and some stalling power should be enough. And yeah, I know I mostly spam Barbarians, but you know, that's pretty much our best bet. I could have went for like maybe one tier 3 barrack, which, you know, I've been holding on for a long time because I thought maybe I need some good blockers, because Barbarians are terrible blockers, but surprisingly I wasn't really needing it, so I decided to get another Barbarian, and it was pretty easy. Even though a couple of Dark Knights ended up getting through, we still stalled them and we destroyed them. And now we're already at the last level. Wow, everything is just going so fast, guys. Yeah, when you're doing it on 8 times speed it seems fast, but in reality it took me about 4 to 5 hours in order to beat it. You know, it took a while. Even though most of these levels I was able to beat them on the first try, I think only the Citadel and the Dark Tower were the levels that I had to redo a couple of times because they're pretty tough. And that's a good challenge, I would recommend you trying it out. And if you want to stick to the real Morgan's version and use Ingvar, that's okay, but believe me, Malik is so much better. Which is kinda weird to say because Ingvar in general is better than Malik in most situations, but for this challenge, holy crap, Malik is the god. Because of the true area damage. You really need some true damage, man, and if it's area damage, it's even better. Now, wave 15 was a little bit close, not gonna lie. As you saw, a lot of Dark Slayers and Dark Knights got through my exit, but, you know, they didn't pass through. Sure, they got very close, but they didn't pass, so that's the important part. Now for Daddy doesn, he's going down, look at that. Barbarians are melting his health. Sure, we have a lot of demons at the back, and I'm kind of tempted to Rain of Fire them, but I think I ended up Rain of Firing the boss, because I was feeling confident. And we took down the boss, and the challenge has been completed. Damn. So, in the end, the question must be answered. Can you beat Kingdom Rush on Veteran with just Barbarian Call and Malik no lives lost? The answer to that question is yes. Yes, you can. Malik is a surprisingly good choice. I guess the true area damage really helped out on some of these harder levels. And yeah guys, well, with that out of the way, that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you everybody so much for watching, I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you wanna see more of this content in the future, and while you got it, drop a like on the video, it means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.